Hi there, I'm Anna Prosser for Kingston HyperX here with Bryce Bates, Machine, also known as Machine USA on Twitter and streaming. We're here at MLG Providence 2011, the national championship. Bryce, can you give us a summary of kind of how this tournament has gone for you? Maybe tell us some of the highlight games or opponents.
Well, first off, I got a pretty difficult bracket, hitting 3 good Zergs almost immediately: Destiny, Dark Cell, and obviously NesTea. So, going into this tournament, I knew just from the bracket right off the bat that it was going to be a very difficult tournament for me, but, I really wanted to make the best of it, especially beating, like a really big name like Destiny would, help boost my fan base. And so that's exactly, what I went out to do and exactly what I ended up doing. I hit Destiny second round, was able to beat him 2-0, moved on to defeat Dark Cell in a pretty close series 2-1. And then I hit my brick wall with NesTea there. Didn't go quite as planned, but NesTea's a great player. I'm pretty happy to be knocked out by such a good player like that.
How did you feel about your games versus NesTea? Do you feel like you played really, really well, but he's just like you said, a brick wall, or do you feel like you had him if you had just done something a little bit different?
I honestly don't feel I really played to the best of my abilities. I was doing some sort of mind game things that he wasn't really falling for with the whole, first game pretty much I tried to sacrifice an early third for myself in order to gain map control. And what he did was he still ended up taking the early third, took his Vespian Geysers, and then I was expecting a Roach Hydra transition because that's what's very typical with early 3-base ZVZ. And so I was going to do a Baneling speed timing attack, but he kind of anticipated it and went Muta off of 2 more Vespian Geysers, so his build was just better than mine in just about every single way. So, he really just didn't fall for anything I was trying to do, pretty much.
Well, overall, I mean, this event, would you say that your performance in MLG's past, your performance has just gotten steadily a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better? Do you feel like this was the culmination of that? Do you feel like it was a little bit better than the last time?
No, not at all. I really wanted to make at least the championship bracket. Being knocked out the round right before, top 32 is pretty disappointing for myself. I feel like, I have potential to do a lot better. This just really wasn't my tournament. I ended up losing to DDE, getting knocked out, and some pretty odd games. So I was a little, it was a little unfortunate, a little upset about it. And no, this is definitely not how I predicted ending the year, to be honest.
Well, I know that December is pretty devoid of big tournaments. At least there's no MLGs or big-time travel for you. What are you going to do in this kind of downtime? And then looking forward into this next year, what are your plans? What are your goals?
Well, first off, in the downtime, I've been so devoted to StarCraft right now that I haven't even seen my parents in about 8 months or so. So the first thing I'm doing right after this is I get to fly home and see my mom and my dad, who I haven't seen in months and months. So that's going to be pretty nice. As far as like downtime, though, I'm going to spend this week with my folks, trying to meet up with some of my high school friends. But then it's right back to the grind. I'm going straight back to the house, practicing up for a tournament that's going to be in California on the 17th, I want to say, of December. So there's no breaks here. It's I'm just going to try to keep myself grinding away.
Specifically in your practice, I know that you're always going to have to look for something to get better, something to change, something. So do you have any ideas of what your specific goals are going to be practice-wise, or how you're going to go about continuing to push yourself to get to those championship brackets?
Right now, I think a lot of it is like I haven't really networked myself very great practice partners. Like I play with some good players, such as like a Major, an Hydra, an Axlav. But, you can't really depend on just being able to play one specific player from one race all day. I need to kind of reach out, try to find some other top players, or even just up-and-coming players at this point that I can really just, kind of segregate my time out to where I'm playing very good players all day, every single day, and just trying to learn, more from them as well.
Well, I know that part of being in the EG layer is being around practice partners, kind of discussing strategy, but also there's kind of that fun side. You've been living in the EG layer now for a few months. Can you give us some insight into what that's like now that you've moved in, things have kind of settled into routine? What's it like living there, and even if you have any funny stories you could share with us?
Well, I mean, as far as what it's like to live there, it's basically I'm getting to live in a giant, awesome house with 7 of my best friends playing video games all day. I don't think it really gets much better than that. But on a serious note, we're good friends, but we're good co-workers, I guess you could say as well. We're really good about, focusing on each other, trying to help each and every single player, which is nice to have, other people that are as dedicated to you as you are to yourself. And so, anytime I need help or suggestions, I have an In Control, an Axe Lab, an Hydra. Everyone there is trying to help everyone to the best of their abilities. As far as funny stories go, I don't know. I guess Little Barriston's a good amount of the funny stories that we've been running into lately with his little escapades, running around the house, chewing on stuff, eating Axe Lab shoes, He's kind of our little comic relief in the house right now. He's a pretty awesome little guy.
All right. Well, thanks, Machine. We don't want to take you away from getting a bite to eat and getting some rest, but is there anything your fans can do, any places they can find you, things they can follow to kind of support you into this next year? Yeah, definitely. I'm starting to stream pretty regularly, just about every single day now. You can follow my stream at twitch.tv/MachineUSA. You can also follow me on Twitter. I tweet every single time I stream at MachineUSA. And I also have a Facebook fan page now, EG.Machine. Check that out. I am still coaching at Ghost Coaching, so you can sign up for lessons there at ghostcoaching.com. And that's about it. And is there any shout-outs you'd like to give or anyone you'd like to thank before we sign off? Yeah, definitely. Shout out to my teammates. I wouldn't be here without them. Shout out to everyone who likes me, because that covers everyone. And shout out to all my sponsors: Intel, Kingston HyperX, Intel Extreme Series, Steel Series, Monster Energy Drink, Six Pool Gaming, Beyond Gaming, InWin. And that's not everyone, but shout out to all my sponsors too. And I personally would like to thank Kingston HyperX for bringing me out here, bringing you this kind of content, and allowing me to sit down with you, Machine. Thanks again. Thank you.